Hello, 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 and welcome to Stamp with Shel. My name is Shel Anderson, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator located in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. I do short lunch break with Shel video tutorials Tuesdays and Thursdays at noon Central Standard Time, and I either do Facebook Lives or YouTube premieres on Wednesday nights at 6:30. Today I am going to have a play with the All Bundled Up stamp set in the mini catalog, and I'm pairing it with the Stitchery stamp set from the annual catalog. I have an idea in my head. I don't know whether it's going to work out or not, so you guys are along for the ride. Hopefully it will. And so we're going to get started. The first thing that I have is a piece of basic white cardstock, and I have chosen the Celebrate Everything Designer Series paper, and I have cut 12 squares of cardstock or of Designer Series paper, and we're going to put those squares on our panel. And I don't know what's going to be best. I don't know whether it's going to be best to do tape runner, or whether it's going to be best to do Tombow. I'm not sure. I'm going to put 4 rows of adhesive, and we are going to start laying down our squares. And I chose a couple of Christmas patterns, and I thought I would just alternate, oops, maybe if I did them upright, alternate these patterns and see what we have happening here. And I don't want any white space in between them. So now I'm going to lay down some more adhesive. I'm thinking the tape runner is the way to go. So now I'm going to put these pink snowflakes right under here, and then let me see, under this one we will put that one, and then it will have to be the candy here. And then we're just going to continue in this manner, working our way down this panel. So now we're going to put the pink snowflakes over here. And then we're going to go just trying to lay this out here so I don't have 2 repeating. I think that'll work like that. Okay, so we'll continue our journey of putting on these squares. And I've chosen all Christmas patterns. And if you have not seen this before, what I have in my mind is a quilt. So I'm hoping that I can make this piece look like a quilt. I'm using the Christmas paper. I'm hoping to make it look like a Christmas quilt. All right. There we have that part. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my paper trimmer, and this side is fine and this side is fine, but these other two sides, I want to trim those off. All right, and of course there was glue on that, so we'll get rid of that. And now we just have this little strip across the bottom. Oh, not quite right. Get this strip off as well. The glue is making it stick right to the blade. Okay, one more little cut. There we have it. There is part of what was in my head. Okay, so now I want to take one of these stitch stamps, and I'm thinking the zigzag stitch is going to be the one that's going to show up the most. And I'm thinking if I put this on my Stamparatus, I will be able to add stitching to each of those squares. Not my stamp cleaner. Let's try my Stamparatus. And see if I can get some stitching right down there. Now I'm going to put in a little piece of acetate just to do a trial run to make sure I have it in the right place. I don't want to do it on my card and not have it in the right place. And that looks bang on to me. So we will ink up our stamp again. Now I'm using Memento Black because one of these cardstocks is black. So it's going to be a little hard to see on the black, but I'm hoping that it will work out in the end. Now I'm going to flip this around, try to get it back in the same place. Put this back on here and do another test run. Okay, this is off just a bit at the bottom. There we go. I think we're good there. Isn't that cool? And now that I've got it done vertically, I'm going to flip it and I'm going to do it horizontally as well. All right. I need to clean this off so that I can use it again. I don't know if this was the answer to use the Stamparatus, but I want it to be as straight as possible. So and that is off a little wee bit. So if I go like that, it should be okay. I remember years ago doing this type of card, and I'm using the actual lines of the stamp this time. I just figured out I can do that because it's marked above and below, right? I can remember doing this years ago and using a black marker and doing all those little dots and dashes all the way through. And that was time consuming, very time consuming. Same idea, but it would be just dots and dashes. I like these zigzags. All right. Now, do I want to go around the outside? I think I do. I think right around the outside. Let's do it this way so I have more surface. And I'm going to go like that. And I'm going to stamp it down here. And then I'm going to flip it. And I'll stamp it down here. And flip it. The marks on this pad is actually being very helpful. And one more side and we're done. I can get this magnet picked up. Somewhere about there. All right. What do you think of our quilt? It's a little hard to see on the black ones, but you get the gist of it. There we go. All right, that is done. We'll set that aside. I'll clean that afterwards. And we'll put the cover back on our ink pad. So we have our front panel done for our card. Now I want to do a focal image, and I thought this big moose would be fun. Okay, so I've got him pre-stamped and pre-cut out. I didn't think you needed to see me fussy cut. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull colors from the DSP and color our moose. And the first thing I'm going to do is color his hat in Shaded Spruce. And I'm starting with Shaded Spruce Dark around the edges and over the lines that the artist has already drawn. And then I'm going to grab a Shaded Spruce Light and fill it in and blend it out. And I think I will do his scarf in the light Shaded Spruce every second rectangle. Alright, so that's going to be red. This one will be Shaded Spruce. Painted spruce. There we go. Now we need some real red. I am going to use Real Red Dark for his pom-pom on his hat, as well as his scarf. And under his chin and down here. This little guy just makes me laugh. He's so cute. Kind of goofy looking. All right. See a couple spots that I missed here. Now, my moose. His antlers. Let's try, get a little scrap of basic white here so that we can test out some of these markers. That's a good color for antlers. This is number 900 in the flesh tones. And I'm not going to do any blending at all on his antlers. I'm just going to leave them as they are. Okay, now my moose. I'm thinking he's going to be soft suede. Oops, that's the wrong end. So I'm going to start with the dark and do a little bit of shading. Not a lot. Maybe down this side of his face or under his lips and chin area. This other leg. All right, now let's go to the light soft suede and see what he looks like. Man, this is cute, Sat. The only thing that would make this better is if it had dies, but it wasn't difficult to fussy cut. The only thing I don't like about fussy cutting is it takes time in the videos that I tape. I personally don't mind fussy cutting, but I know it's a pain in the butt for you guys to watch me fussy cut, so alright, now we want to stay away from his eyes. Because Merlin the Moose, that's what I named him, Merlin, is going to have some blue eyes. I just decided. Merlin the Moose. I think we need a little bit of pink. Let's go dark petal pink and do his nostrils. Continue with the soft suede. So there, we're just going to leave that and see how that dries. And I want some dark smoky slate for his hooves. I find if you do hooves in black that they go too dark and it just looks like a blob at the end of their leg. All right, now I am going to take a light pool party and I'm going to color the areas around him just to take some of that stark white off. And because there was an area here that I had to color in because it looked funny, I just figure I'm going to do the whole thing. And hopefully it is the right decision. We'll find out here in a minute. And around his face. End is in sight, my friends. There. What do you think of that? Just makes his teeth appear a little bit whiter. Now, because they didn't put any teeth in there, I'm going to draw some. So it looks like he's smiling. All right. Check out the smile on that guy. Just waiting for my camera to catch up to make sure I'm in the right place that you guys can see this guy. Cute. I like his teeth. All right, so I want to put him on here, but I think we need a little something to anchor him on. I don't know what, but something. Because the background is busy. See how that kind of just anchors them a little bit? I'm looking through my bits box here. I've got a little bit bigger one. See how that works? I like that. Okay, let's get rid of all of these markers and see what we can do here. Now, I haven't decided on a card base or if I'm going to mat it or what I'm going to do. I don't know. I think I'm going to turn it right side up. That would be helpful. My my Christmas balls were all upside down. Heavens to Bitsy. All right, so we've got it right side up. I think we need to mat this on shaded spruce. I need some more green on there. It looks a little funny to me. There we go. That'll dry a bit and it'll be fine. Let me look and see what I have got. Shaded spruce and real red is what I'm thinking. I may be wrong. Might not be the answer, but I think it will be. Let me find some red. There we go. Nope, that is Sweet Sorbet. There it is. Nope, that's Poppy Parade. Oh. Let me grab a new sheet. There we go. All right. So I think I want, yes I do. I am going to cut this. I'm going to measure this and figure out my size here. This is 3 3/4. So I'm going to go 3 7/8. 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. Yeah, 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. Oops. Let's see how I did. Just a little wee green border. Perfect. And then we will go 5 1/2 by 8 1/2. And we will have our pieces. I need to move this because it's got to be washed. I don't want to get it all over my card. Okay, we have our pieces. Let's grab a bone folder and get our card base done. Don't want this video to go on forever. All right, we will put our tombow on the back of our quilt, and we will mat this on our shaded spruce. So we just have a wee little border all the way around, like so. Now I'm going to pop that up on dimensionals, maybe. There we go. Now I just want to lay this out here before I fasten anything down in case I want some ribbon or something. And I think I'm going to want something. And I've pre-stamped a greeting here. It says it's feeling a lot like Christmas. I think we should mat that as well. That's just a little over 1/2 inch. Let me I don't want it to be too wide of a border. Just a little. Wow, that's going to be a wee border. It's cutting it tight. All right, let's get this matted. And there we go. Cute little border. I guess I'll just use my snips for this. Surely I can cut that straight. There we go. That just makes that pop a little bit. All right, so do I want ribbon on here or not? What do you think, my friends? Give me a sign. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I'm going to take this and try something here. No, he kind of falls in there, doesn't he? Yeah, that's not good. All right. I think maybe I'll just put a little bow. I'll set him off center. All right. I need some more dimensionals for my greeting. I'm very indecisive tonight. There we go. Let's put this greeting on the bottom of the card first. It's feeling a lot like Christmas. I'm trying to aim for the middle of that bottom row so that the stitching shows all around. And now I'm going to glue this guy. Actually, I'm going to glue him right in the center. I think I'm going to forego the ribbon on this one. And we'll put some dimensionals on the back of this because everything's better with dimensionals. And we will pop this right in the center. And then we'll remove these backings. And try to aim for center of this. I think by doing this horizontally, it's easier. I don't know why, but I seem to do better. I think I'm going to take a little slice off the top of this just to make sure that, because my card, this piece is a weird size and I want it to look symmetrical. And of course I cut it crooked. Leave it to me. Should have used my big trimmer, huh? There we go. All right, now we need some embellishment. If I can reach them. Everything's better with a little sparkle. So I think I'm going to use some of these adhesive back sequins and gems. I'm going to use the gems. I think these are cool because they are a weird shape. They're kind of like a square teardrop. Oh yeah, stick it to your finger. There we go. 1, 2, I think we're going to do 5 on this card. 3, 4. Come on. Work with me. There we go. 5. And we'll pop these back in the case. And then we'll have a look and see what we've created. I think that's cute. And I love the quilted background. Now you can do that with a much more subtler print, but this was kind of cartoony, if you know what I mean. So I wanted to go with a bold and bright background. This technique would be really, really pretty with the DSP from the Texture Chic suite. That would be really pretty. Now, of course, I'm going to have to put a liner on the inside, but you get the gist of it. That is how it's done. And that was using the All Bundled Up and the Stitchery stamp set. Thanks for popping by today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Come on back Tuesdays and Thursdays at noon Central Standard Time on both my Facebook and my YouTube channel, Stamp with Shel. And I'm also here Wednesday nights at 6:30. Bye-bye for now.